Good evening, everybody. So in tonight's class, we are learning how to solve other triangles. In our last class, we learned how to solve for right-angled triangles. We learned how to solve for right-angled triangles. We learned how to solve for the unknown angles by using trigonometry ratios, right? That's your cos theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, your sine theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, and your tan theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. Those were the trig ratios that we use in solving right angled triangles. But today we want to learn how to solve other triangles. What do I mean by other triangles? Remember from the last class, there are four types of triangle, right? From the last class, there are four types of triangles. There is the equilateral, the isosceles, the scalene. Then number four is the what? Is the right angle triangle. So today we want to learn how to solve other triangles that is not right angled. Are you getting that? So once it's not right angled, we want to learn how to solve those ones. So it can either be equilateral, it can be scalene, it can be isosceles. Once it's not right angle, there's a way to solve those ones. Do you understand? So yesterday we learned how to solve right angle triangles. So today we want to learn how to solve other triangles that are not right angles. So how will I know other triangles that are not right angled? How will I know? It is simple to know other triangles that are not right angled. That means they will not have your 90. Am I correct? How do you know a right angle triangle? You know a right angle triangle by what? By 90, right? That means a triangle that is not right angle triangle. We don't have what? We don't have that 90. Are we together? Once there's no 90 inside, I told you, when there's no 90 there, when there's no 90 degrees there, that means it's not a right angle triangle. So if I should draw this is a right angle triangle, right? Good. How did I know? Because of the right angle there. But if I should draw this, now this is not a right angle triangle. How did I know? Because there's no right angle there. So once there's no right angle in your work, I mean, it's not a right angle triangle. You don't assume, you don't think it is not. So do you understand that now? So we want to learn how to solve for other triangles that are not what? That are not right angle triangle. That means those triangles, they will not have right angle inside them, they will not have 90 degrees. So other triangles like that, so we want to learn how to solve them. So we already learned how to solve right angle yesterday using your trig ratio. So today, how do we solve other triangles? We don't use trig ratio. The method we used yesterday does not work for this type of triangles. You have to know the difference. This type of triangles, you don't use the method you used yesterday to solve it. It requires another method. So what is the method we use here? We use what we call our sine rule. What do you say? Our sine rule. That's what we use to solve this type of triangles. We use our sine rule. Most of you have not heard sine rule before. Some have heard it before. What is sine rule? It's a formula. Sine rule is a formula. Okay? A formula that says A, small letter A, over sine capital letter A is equal to B, small letter b over what? Over sine B, capital letter B. You must write the capital. There's a difference between small letter A and capital letter A. The difference between small letter B and capital letter B. Just so that you understand. So this is the formula to solve other triangles. This is the sine rule. So what is A? What is the other A? What is small letter A? What is capital letter A? What is small letter B? What is capital letter B? So let me explain what those things mean. So imagine I give you a triangle like this. And I say this is triangle A, B, C. When I give you a triangle, I say this is triangle A, B, C. So the angle is what? Angle A, angle B, and angle C, capital letter. So this is how it works. So the side facing angle A, where is the side facing angle A? This is angle A, right? So the side facing angle A, right? That's your small a. This is angle B, right? The side facing angle B, that's your small b. So the side facing angle C, can you see that? That's your small c. In other words, capital letter A, capital letter B, and capital letter C represent angle. What do they represent? They represent what? Angles. Meanwhile, small letter A, small letter B, and small letter say represent the side. The side. It represents the what? The side. You understand that? So you imagine have another triangle like this, another triangle, triangle A B C. Okay, triangle A B C. So where will be side A? Where will side A be? It will be in the front of angle A, right? And I'll write it as small letter. We represent side with small letter. With small letter. We represent angle with capital letter. Is that okay? Good. So where will side B? Where will be side B? Side B will be here, right? Opposite of angle B. Is that correct? And where will be side C? Side C will be here, opposite of angle C. Do you understand that now? So the side and the angle are always opposite to themselves. The angle is represented by capital letter, and the side is represented by what? Small letter. Good. So back to the formula. Okay. So the formula says that side A. So when you say small letter A, now what does it mean? It means side A, right? When you say small letter A, that means side A over sine A. That's angle A, abi, over sine A is equal to side B. That's the side B over what? Sine angle B. That's capital letter B, angle B. All right, good. You may not understand very well now, but let's start a question. If you should do a question, you would understand properly. Okay, just write your formula down. Write it somewhere so that you can be going back to it when we start solving questions. Is that okay? Good. So now let's try a question. Very simple. Don't forget, what are we trying to learn? We are trying to learn how to solve other triangles. If it was right angle triangle we want to solve now, don't forget it's very easy. We already learned that one yesterday. Okay? But today we want to solve other ones. For example, if you have this type of triangle, number one, is this a right angle triangle? No, it's not. How did I know? I knew because there's no right angle inside. That's how I knew. It's not like I guessed. I did not guess. I did not guess. I knew because I can't see. Or can you see it? Maybe I'm not. I'm the. Oh, can you see it? Okay. Maybe someone can see it there, but me, I can't see any right angle there. So once there's no right angle there, that means it is not a right angle triangle. That means we classify it as other triangles. So we can't use trig ratio to solve a question like this. Okay. So let me complete the question. So let's say here is 3. Sorry. Let's say here is 3. Here is 4. Okay. Here is 20. 20 was degrees, right? 20 degrees. And here is theta. We don't know it. So look for theta. We don't know theta. Let's look for theta. Okay. Now you cannot use hypotenuse. There's no hypotenuse here. There's no opposite. There's no, that one is for right angle triangle. It's not. We don't use that here. It's okay. So what we use there is what is your sine rule. Are you together now? So how do I use my sine rule? It is so easy. So A over sine A, right? Is equal to what? B over sine B. Do we get that? A over sine A is equal to B over sine B. So what does small letter A means? It means a side, abi? Side. Small letter A means side. Okay. There are two sides here now. We have two sides. We are given two sides. We are given side 4 and side 3, two sides. So which one are we picking? We can pick anyone you like. Just make sure that if you pick 4, that means 20, you'll be picking angle 20. I get that. So make sure that if it is 3, so don't go and pick 3 and 20. So if you want to pick your A now, what am I trying to say? Just relax. So this is the formula. So A means side, Abby. So we have two sides. Okay, so you can pick any of the two. So let's pick 4. 4 over. So which angle will I pick? I have to pick 20 because you must pick the angle that is facing 4. So don't go and pick 4 and pick theta. You will be wrong. Don't pick 4 and pick theta. No, no, no. If you are picking 3, then you pick theta because it is theta and 3 that are what? Facing themselves, right? Do you understand that? So if you are picking 4, you will pick 20 because that's the angle that is facing 4. Is that okay now? I'm sure I can say that. So this is A 4 over sine what? Over sine 20. Is that correct? Is equal to what? Is equal to, so B, what is B? That means you pick the last one. That's 3 over sine what? Theta. Okay. 3 over sine theta. Are we getting that? Good. So what do you do from here? You cross multiply. Okay. That's 3 sine 20 is equal to 4. Sorry. Let me write theta first. Sorry. That means 4 sine theta is equal to 3 sine what? 20. That means sine theta is equal to 3 sine 3 sine 20 over 4. I'm sure you know what I did there. I divide both sides by 4. So I divide both sides by 4 has come here. So that means sine theta is equal to what? Sine theta is equal to, so 3 sine 20 over 4. Calculator. So 3 sine 20 is equal to, then divided by 4. That's 0.257. Okay. So it's equal to 0.257, right? So theta now will be equal to what? Sine theta will be equal to sine inverse of 0. What? 2.257. Is that okay? So theta will be equal to what? So sine inverse of 0.257. Sine inverse of 0.257. That's 14.9 degrees. 14.9 degrees. So that's the angle theta there. Okay, let's write it down. That's the angle there. Very, very easy. Don't worry. Let's do another example. Calm down. I know you don't. Let's do another example. You will see. Don't panic. Let's do another example. Okay. So after the second example, if you don't understand, let me know. So another example. I've written this. I'm sure we've all written that. Let me hold on 30 seconds for others to write. Okay. Okay, let's go. Another question. If I have this triangle, a triangle, right? If here is 30 degrees, here is here is 5, okay, theta, and here is 10. So we are looking for theta, right? We are looking for theta. So what will I use to find theta? I'll use sine rule, right? So I'll use sine rule. So what's my sine rule? That's A over sine A is equal to what? B over what? Sine B. Do we get that? So what is small letter A? So A means side, Abby. It means side. So we have two sides there now that we are given, this side and this side. Okay. So anyone, you can pick anyone. Do you understand? You can pick anyone. Just make sure that the side you pick, make sure you pick the angle that is facing it. So that means if you are picking 10, that means you pick theta, abi? Do you understand? So don't pick 10 and pick 30. No, 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 no. If you are picking 5, you pick 30. Are you getting that? So the angle and the side, the one that are facing each other. So if I pick 10 now, 10, I guess I can pick anyone. I can pick anyone first. Anyone I like. I can pick anyone first. Just make sure that the side you pick, you must pick the angle that is following it. Do you understand that now? So this is 10. So what's the angle facing 10 now? That's theta, ba? Uh-huh. So over sine theta is equal to, so B will not be the second one. That's 5. 5 over the angle facing 5 over what? Over sine 30. 30. So don't forget that capital letter represents angle, Abby. Capital letter represents angle, small letter represents what? Side. Capital letter represents angle, small letter represents what? Side. So you can pick any side. So just make sure that when you pick a side, you must pick the angle that is facing that. Don't go and pick a side and pick the angle of another side. So if I pick 10 is theta, 5 is 30. You see that? So you must pick it like that. Don't scatter it, otherwise you will miss it. So after getting, what do? You cross multiply, right? Good. So that will be what? 5 sine theta is equal to 10 sine what? Sine 30. Are we together? So divide both side by 5. So sine theta, okay, will be equal to 10 sine 30 over what? Over 5. Are we getting now? So sine theta will be equal to, so what is 10 sine 30? Okay, 10 sine 30 is equal to divided by 5. That's equal to 1. So sine theta is equal to what? 1. Are we together? So theta will now be equal to what? Sine inverse of what? Sine inverse of 1. Okay, so what will theta be? Theta will now be equal to the sine inverse of 1. What is the sine inverse of 1? That is 90 degrees. So that is 90 degrees. Do you get that? So that angle theta is 90. There's even 90 inside, but we don't know before. So you can't assume. So that angle is 90. Do you understand? Good. Write it down. Good.